Welcome to the inaugural Different Knock Awards. Please welcome your host, the guy with the curly hair from the videos.
Thank you guys, thank you so much. Cheers, thank you, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, cheers. Haha, it is an honor, nay a joy, nay a privilege to be here hosting these awards. This year we've seen some wonderful performances in every category that I'm about to reveal, as Arsenal have secured Champions League football for the first time since 15-16 and entertained the masses along the way, playing some unbelievable football. And though there can only be one winner, it isn't over yet. But so we don't get caught up in the drama of it all, if the dream really does come true, before the final 3 games of the season, let's give out the Different Knock Awards. Anything to say, Will? This year we have 10 categories with 3 nominees in each. Comment down below with your winners. The template will be in the pinned comment. Let's get started. No, stop. The first category is Game of the Season. A very strong category to kick us off, and if City drop points, who knows, maybe the Game of the Season is yet to come. But for now, in third place, the 3-2 against Liverpool at home. Liverpool have been a bit of a bogey side for Arsenal in recent years, and being able to go toe-to-toe with them for what felt like the first time in ages was truly special. There was a palpable sense of it being our day, with the decisions going for us, and despite some issues with our high line and chipping to and behind, we beat them at home in the league for only the second time since 2015. In second place, it's the away win at Spurs. Correcting our record away at the Big Six has been huge for us this season, and to go to their new stadium and win for the first time, with the scars of last season still fresh, was huge mentally. And there were some huge moments from Ramsdale and some top performances, but an own goal and a world-class finish from Ødegaard was enough for the 3 points. And finally, in first place, it's the game against Manchester United at home. To win in the manner we did, at the time we did, the way we did, was huge. The crowd was electric, the goals were high quality, the stadium was rocking, and to beat the club who'd been touted as the next big rivals to City and in the title race at times, felt like a proper statement of intent. As Gunnerblog put it, Arsene Wenger built the Emirates, but this season, it feels like Mikel Arteta has turned the lights on. And that game will live long in the memory. Next we come to Moment of the Season. Bit hard to define, but I'm trying to select the moment that will be remembered beyond everything else in this season, outside of the results and the football itself. In third place is the moment we came back to Europe's elite. Despite a heavy defeat at City, April 26th was the first time we qualified for the Champions League since 2015-16. As Mikel often says, at Arsenal Football Club you have to be expecting to challenge for the biggest honours, and this season will be remembered as the one where we got back to doing just that. Oh, and April 21st was the first St Totteringham's Day since May 2016. So that's nice. 20th of August. A nice sunny day on the south coast, Arsenal are cruising, 3-0 up, and the away fans start up a chant that goes round and round for what seems like forever, that will go on to be copied all over the Premier League and world. In at number 2 is the Saliba chant. Well-deserved recognition for one of our outstanding performers this season. And in first place, by a country mile, this goal. Run it back. Reece! No! Next up, our most improved player. I'm going to be excluding White and Xhaka from this, but they do feature later, never fear. Though I do believe they've improved individually, I'd say their deployment in different positions on the pitch has been inextricably linked to that improvement, which disqualifies them from this category for me. As an example, if a winger became a fullback and stopped scoring goals, it would be unfair to say that they regressed. First up, and in at number 3, it's Gabriel Martinelli. At time of recording, only Martin Ødegaard has more goals this season, as Martinelli has more than doubled his goal output in the league from last season. He's been full of energy, aggression, running, and a hugely underrated part of his game is his defensive contribution, which we saw massively against Newcastle. At 21, he is only going to get better. In second, it's another Brazilian, Gabriel Magalhães. He's taken a huge step up this season with some sensational performances, and his ability when pulled out to wide areas is absolutely unparalleled in our squad. Crucial for defending the space in behind Zinchenko. He's halved his error numbers per 90 since last season, more than doubled his interceptions, and all of his passing numbers have gone through the roof. For me, he's the most underrated player in our squad by the wider media, and I think he is truly an incredible footballer. And coming in at number 1, it could only be Martin Ødegaard. He has doubled his goal and assist numbers from last year and has shown an incredible amount of leadership quality, especially in big away games. He's managed to find another level, dictating games and being as decisive in the final third as Mikel wanted him to be a few years ago. His combinations on our right-hand side in the wide triangles are masterful. What a player, and what a step up. He is now undoubtedly world class. Special mention to Aaron Ramsdale. Next, it's our goal of the season, and this will be split into a team goal and an individual goal. All of the team goals happen to be Martinelli finishes. Starting with this, in at number 3 with a goal against Forest. Tomiyasu wins the ball high as we counter-press well after losing possession, and there's some nice play before the ball comes out to Saka, who picks out Martinelli with a great finish with his head. Top goal with everything Arteta likes. In at number 2, it's Martinelli's early goal against Liverpool. Saka progresses the ball up the right, finds Ødegaard who plays one of his vintage reverse passes in behind, and Martinelli finishes with aplomb. It's a simple combination goal, but given the context and the defenders we faced, it was truly great as the Emirates roared them on. But in at number 1, it had to be this goal. Arsenal bait Fulham in super deep, making them commit numbers before Saliba finds Xhaka with his wrong foot. Xhaka comes forward as Arsenal sweep up the pitch, finds Trossard who does well up against the fullback and turns him inside out, then stands the ball up in an inch-perfect pass to Martinelli, who finishes with ease. A proper team goal, showing all the fundamentals and principles of play that Arteta loves. And now for the individual category. At number 3, probably biased as I was sat right behind it, is Partey's goal against Spurs at home. Starting outside the post, then curling itself back in against them lot to win 3-1 in a great day out at the Emirates. It was a truly gorgeous strike. He did the same against Forest, but the opposition make it much sweeter. In at number 2 is Emi Martinez. I had to get it in somewhere. Unbelievable strike from Jorginho, in off the back of his head to rescue all 3 points. Congrats, Emi. Unbelievable finish, mate. I look forward to your 47 interviews about it. And finally, in at number 1, it's this one. Saka against United. Just watch it. Need I say more? Unbelievable. Next up, we have save of the season, and for this one, I'm going to give 2 honourable mentions. One is Ramsdale with his face against Sporting, and the other is against Son away at Spurs. 2 fantastic saves at important junctures in their respective games. But in at number 3, we have this save from Ouattara in the Bournemouth game. Bournemouth were on the transition. It's a big save, and as we know what happened later, it turned out to be absolutely crucial. Close range, makes himself big, lovely technique. In at number 2, it's the save from Leon Bailey. At 2-2, Arsenal and Villa were both pressing for the winner, and the hand he gets to this to push it onto the bar is top class, as the strike is travelling so fast. Again, the context of the game turns a very good stop into a crucial one. But the winner is actually 2 saves, as they can't be taken out of context or separated. 2-2, Arsenal under the cosh, Ramsdale pulls out 2 world-class saves to deny Salah, and then Konate moments later. The Salah one is truly special, considering the deflection it takes. It had to be those 2. Some people, including some of you watching, want him sold. For me, that new contract is more than deserved. Next, we have the funniest moment of the season. Oh, how we chuckled. In at number 3, as Saliba gets off third against Bournemouth with a magical strike, Zinchenko appears to have some kind of come-to-Jesus moment. The rest of the team celebrates, but Zinni finds himself on the ground, hands on his head, unable to comprehend what just happened. It's just a goal, mate. In at number 2, we have Arteta the bodyguard. Xhaka finds himself heading back to confront the Spurs players after our 2-0 victory at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Mikel's face drops when he sees what he's about to do. Mikel runs over to collect him before he gets himself suspended, moving faster than a prime David and Gog, and safely returns him to the pack. David and Fog, more like. But in at number 1, had to be this. Mikel has previous for mocking referees, and this was no different. Mocking Simon Hooper away at Villa. Hooper blows the whistle because he claims the ball was still moving when Arsenal took a quick free kick, and Mikel was, well, not happy. No prizes for guessing what Mikel might have said here. Special mention for Ben White hitting Ødegaard with a ball against Chelsea in the celebration. Incredible bit of skill, to be fair. Next, we come to our individual performance of the season. In at number 3, we have Leandro Trossard away against Fulham. Trossard has been a total revelation since joining in January and produced an unbelievable performance against Fulham on our left-hand side, a masterclass including 3 assists. Fulham couldn't contain him, and he's been very unlucky not to get more minutes since coming in, even possibly as an interior. Number 2 is Zinchenko's performance at home against United. He was unplayable that day. Touch, technique, progression, and he put in one of the best defensive performances of his season. Everything Arsenal did that day flowed through him, and he completely dictated his zone. Top-class performance from a top-class player. But finally, at number 1, it's Gabriel Jesus against Leicester at home. My favourite performance of the season. 2 goals, but should have had more. There were periods in that first half where I could not believe my eyes. The energy, the aggression, the technique was off the charts. And considering what we had at centre-forward, he was such a breath of fresh air and energy at the beginning of the season. Some of his receptions, long from Ramsdale, were world-class. Ødegaard, Saka and Jorginho, all unlucky to feature in this list. Next is our assist of the season. I really like this one from Xhaka, in at number 3 for Jesus away at Brentford. Perfectly picks Gabby out, nice curl in from the half space. Really simple, but it's something I'd like to see more of from our 8s, and it's so nice to see Granit's underrated technical ability get highlighted. Number 2 is Jesus' assist for Vieira against Bodo Glimt. He dances around the defenders, then pulls it back for Vieira, showing incredible footwork on the byline. Not to run my agenda here, but it does show me that Jesus can be extremely effective in wide zones on both sides, and could possibly start from there in the future. But number 1 is Ødegaard's assist away at Brighton for Martinelli. Just watch it. I don't know how he's done it, but the vision, the execution, the weight of pass, the angle, it's just extraordinary. That's one of the assists of his career, and it's well finished by Martinelli. Unbelievable. And now our penultimate category. Young player of the season, someone who is 21 or under on the opening day of the Premier League season in August 2022. In at number 3, it's Martinelli. Unlucky not to be higher, purely because he still has some way, in my opinion, to reach a level of consistency that we see from other young players. He's scored all types of goals, been selected for the World Cup in Brazil, and is developing a great ability 1v1 to go in or outside you. He's now a lot more reliable as a wide receiver, and when his ball striking becomes consistent, I see no reason why he can't score more than 20 goals a season. Top talent. In at number 2, it's William Saliba. Saliba is, without a doubt, one of the best centre-backs I've ever seen at his age. His composure, reading of the game, ability 1v1 and defensive talent, coupled with his imposing physique, make him sure to be one of the best defenders of the next decade. We are so lucky to have him, and his absence from the team in the latter half of the season has shown exactly what we've missed. He's the sort of talent that the best teams in the world would take in a heartbeat, so getting him tied down to a new long-term deal is crucial, and it sounds like we're doing that. But the winner, of course, is Bukayo Saka. Saka has exploded onto the wider scene this season with a series of match-winning, devastating performances. We all knew he was good, but his ball retention, progression, intelligence, and 1v1 ability have become coupled with a consistent ability to affect the game in the final third, and the world has noticed. With 14 goals and 11 assists, he has the most goals and assists in our side this season and has become a consistent starter for England too, contributing well at the World Cup. He is 21, and I think he has a good case to be considered the best pure right-sided attacker in the world. I'm so proud of him, and I've never even met him. He is one of our own. Finally, it's the big one. It's the one that everyone's waited for. I had to turn down some bribe money from a few agents for this one. Here it is, the player of the season. In at number 3, it's Benjamin White. For adapting to a new position, for his wide combinations, for his housery, for his complete indifference to football, for pocketing every left winger in the league, for his overlaps, his underlaps, and his first goals for Arsenal, we salute you, Ben. What a season. What a champion. And I guarantee he doesn't give a f***. In at number 2, it's Granit Xhaka. For his adaptation, for his goals, for proving the doubters wrong, for his redemption arc, for his leadership, his character, and his maturity. We're still waiting for our yearly Xhaka boom. Maybe we'll see it in the next few games. I'd written this guy off, and now I spend my free time arguing against him being sold to strangers on Twitter. What a man. And finally, in at number 1. Martin Ødegaard. What a year this guy's had. Captain of Arsenal, captain of Norway. We all know his quality on the pitch. But I wanted to say this. In case you missed this, there was a story going around that Ødegaard actually FaceTimed some away fans who were on the train on the way back from Newcastle to share in the glory of the win. He took time out of his Sunday night with his family to connect with supporters. But he spends time chatting to fans on a regular basis and has appeared on Arsenal fan podcasts this season. He truly cares about the club and the community and has found his home here. Martin Ødegaard is my player of the season. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. No matter how these final 3 games go, we've had an incredible season, full of incredible moments, and we should be very proud of our team. The future looks very bright indeed. Thank you guys. I'll see you next year. Cheers. Bye-bye. Cheers guys. Cheers.